Have you ever been confused when going to a country bar and you see people dancing completely different and you can't seem to figure out how they get their feet to move to the music? Well, look no further. We are going to try our best to explain what distinguishes one dance style from another. First, let's talk about the progression of the dance. Is a dance a stationary dance on the floor, or is it a progressive dance? Progressive dances are dances where a couple travels around the dance floor in a counterclockwise direction near the outer edges of the dance floor. Stationary dances, on the other hand, are stationary in the sense that they don't travel around the dance floor, they stay in one general spot on the floor. Once you've identified whether it's a stationary dance or a progressive dance, then you have narrowed down your list of dance styles to this: progressive dances and stationary dances. Now, here's a list of the different progressive dances and stationary dances in country dancing. Take a close look and you'll notice that the progressive dances are two-step, six-step, waltz, polka, and triple two-step. Under the stationary dances, you'll see country swing dancing, jive, East Coast swing, cha-cha, nightclub two-step, West Coast swing, and pony swing. Now that you've narrowed down your list of country dance styles, the next thing you need to look at is the timing and step pattern of the dance. Once you can see the step pattern, then you should be able to nail down what kind of dance it is. Let's start with a progressive dance like two-step, since it's the most popular type of dance. And when I talk about two-step, I mean the proper two-step looks like this. The timing is quick, quick, slow, slow for the basic. And the quicks are considered to be 1 count, and the slows are considered to be 2 counts. So in total, there are 6 counts to the timing of two-step. You can start your counts on the down beat, meaning the bass beat. And you can listen for the bass drum or guitar, or sometimes you have to figure it out on your own to figure out where that beat is. You will notice it's progressive travel around the dance floor, and usually you want to stay as close as you can to the outside of the dance floor so that the stationary dancers can have some room to dance in the middle. And vice versa for them too, as well. Dance towards the center if you're stationary dancing as opposed to the outside, so you can give room for the two-steppers to dance around them. If you are puzzled as to why two-step doesn't look anything like what you thought it was, don't worry, I've had the same problem too when I first started learning how to dance. Two-step comes from Texas, and it got popular through the movie Urban Cowboy with John Travolta as the star.
You know how to do two-step?
You bet.
Want to prove it?
Alright.
After watching the movie, you can clearly see that the two-step was and is a progressive dance, especially back in the 1980s, and that they did it to a quick, quick, slow, slow timing to the music, as you can see in that movie. This goes to show that proper two-step or two-step looks like this, and anything else outside of this is not really a true two-step. Now, to answer your second question as to why people have a confused view of two-step, it's normally because of what you see in a typical bar on a regular night. Most bars get so packed full of people dancing on the floor that they have no choice but to do a stationary dance, because if they try to do a progressive along the dance floor, it would just be a nightmare trying to navigate around people who are standing and dancing on the outside of the dance floor. So generally what people resort to that know two-step is they just do stationary dances. And those who are new to the bar don't know what actual two-step looks like and its progression across the floor, or even its history, and so what they see is just a bunch of people dancing on these nights, and they just assume that these stationary dancers are two-steppers, when it's actually something like what I would call country swing dancing. Now, country swing dancing, on the other hand, is a stationary dance, and it's probably considered to be the most common form of dancing at the bar because it's just easy to do on the dance floor, especially when the dance floor is busy. If you are looking to do two-step, it's very hard when people don't know dance floor etiquette, and I don't know if bars will ever really support dance floor etiquette properly by putting up signs like this to show that if you do a stationary dance, you're supposed to do it in the dead center of the dance floor and not near the edges. Leave the outskirts of the dance floor for two-steppers who are traveling around the dance floor so they can use that area to travel without having to wait for you to get out of the way. So that's just a little tip for people that haven't heard about dance floor etiquette. Now, country swing dancing can mean different things to different people as well. Some people believe there should be a quick, slow rhythm to it, while others believe it should be quick, slow, and others believe it should just be a mixture of quicks and slows with no real distinct pattern. The ones who use quick, slow are using similar timing to two-step, but it's just a step together, step left, and then step right, and it's still a stationary dance, and not really a perfect two-step. I think they tried, or people who were doing this probably had parents or somebody had taught them how to properly two-step, and then they just couldn't remember how to do it right. And then this is how two-step, or this type of dance came about. The ones who use quick, slow do a back step, or what I would call a rock step, on the first quick, and it looks quite similar to a jive pattern. Or also, another footwork pattern that it almost replicates exactly is the nightclub two-step. The only difference is the upper body, and the timing and speed of the music is totally different music. So nightclub two-step is quite a bit different type of dance, but the footwork and timing is very similar. The third style of country swing dancing is what I would call a single step. I'm pretty sure many people call it many different things, whether it be one step or country swing. Basically what it is there's no real pattern to the timing of the dance. It's just either you do all quicks or all slows, or you do a mixture of both. I like to do a mixture of both, but I generally follow a consistent pattern of quicks. Like, I might do like 3 or 4 quicks back and forth, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. And then after a period of time the music might change, and then I might hold for slow or 2 slows depending on how the music feels and sounds, and then I'll continue moving again with the music after the hold is done or the hit is done. And so that's basically how I generally dance and teach dance, because I consider that to be the easiest form of teaching, since it's just you step right, left, or left, right, either or, and anybody can pick it up real easy. I generally dance with girls that don't know how to dance or never danced before in the bar, and the quickest way to teach them on the spot and on the fly is just to teach them something really simple and try not to confuse them with quicks and slows. Now, if you're looking to learn country swing, the emphasis on landing on the timing of the music has been lacking for years and really needs improvement among this style of dance. I guess I can't blame instructors too much, because this type of dancing is mostly done by people who have never had a dance lesson in their life. That being said, if you are being taught dance, make sure your instructor teaches you how to land on and follow the beat of the music. My recommendation is to learn something simple like what I call single step, because it's easiest to teach. And anyone, especially if you're dancing with new people all the time, since there's no demand to learn timing changes in the dance, you'd likely learn it quicker. And so it's just much easier to do, and anybody can follow it. And then as you get better, you can kind of manipulate your timing a little bit to coincide with the speed of the music and the timing changes of the music as well. If you can't seem to figure out the style of dance on the floor that you're looking at, it's probably something that is unique to that area, or just some people have developed a pattern of their own, and it's not really considered any kind of style of dance in particular except their own. So I wouldn't worry too much. Most of the time what I end up doing is just labeling it as country swing, because of the fact that country swing for some reason seems to be the dance that is not really solidified as to having a fixed pattern, and so that's basically how I look at that kind of dance right now, is just to basically label anything that's considered just a bar style type of dance, whether the pattern is different than a normal single step or this normal 2-step type or the quick, quick, slow, similar to a nightclub timing type of step. Anything outside of that would also be considered country swing dance, unless you can label it as something else like what I'm going to label in this video for other stationary dances. Our next style of dance that I want to talk about is the six step. This style of dance is also a progressive dance, and it also has many different labels to different people. If you have a different name than six step for your area, please write it in the comments below what you name the style of dance in your area. Six step has also been labeled as double shuffle or triple step, but it is not to be confused with triple two step. Triple two step, although it looks very similar, has a very distinguished weather vane-like rotation to it, unlike six step, where the couples move similar to what two step is like, except the footwork and timing is different in two step as compared to six step. Six step is our second most popular style of dance from where I come from. Predominantly, most country songs are done to two step, but if it's not a two step, it's most likely a six step song. This is why six step is the second most popular style of progressive dance in our area, and probably would be in yours too if you did something other than two step, if you wanted to find out something else to do other than two step. So if you're looking to dance the night away, learn six step as a backup. It has a set of triple steps with 2 walking steps. You progress down the floor in this basic pattern: triple step, walk, walk. The timing is also 6 counts when following the downbeat of the music. When counted, it goes 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. The moves and patterns are very similar to two step, so if you know two step, it shouldn't be hard to transition the moves you learned over to six step. Waltz is another type of dance that is generally a progressive dance, although it can be in its simplest format a stationary dance as well. That is if you are just learning the simple box version of waltz though. But most waltzes in country dancing are done in a progressive format like two-step and six-step, with an added zigzag along the outskirts of the dance floor. You can hear the timing of waltz music as well, since its counts are generally following a 3-4 count. The count in a basic waltz pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It also has rises and falls, which make it distinguished from most other dances as well. The jive in country dancing is somewhat different than what you would see in classic swing dancing. This dance is taught with a single-step jive pattern with the same timing as two-step. There are 4 steps, and the first 2 are slows instead of quicks, and you start out on your left as a guy. So you start left step and then step right, and then you got to start with a back step on your left, and then you got to replace, go back forward on your right and replace that. And that's basically the basic 4 steps of the basic jive pattern. I always recommend people to learn jive because it helps with your stationary dancing. It also helps with connection, and learning a rock step or a back step really helps with speeding up your timing and your moves. If you always find that you're always late for a move, it's probably because you have a bad connection, and learning jive really kind of improves your connection and timing. The next stationary dance is also a different form of jive as well. It's called East Coast Swing, and basically what it is a triple step jive pattern of the dance. It's got the same timing as 6-step, and many people have called 6-step East Coast Swing on the run because you're traveling with 6-step. And since East Coast Swing has the triple step and triple step step pattern, then it's very similar to the 6-step where it has triple step, walk, walk pattern. If you're looking to be quick and light on your feet, I always recommend learning East Coast Swing because it teaches you how to be quick. And it has a triple step pattern, which is very handy for different fast, really upbeat type of songs. Cha-cha is another type of country dance that you'll see in the bar, and it's a Latin dance done to country music. Basically, it's the same timing as regular cha-cha, where you go 1, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha, 2, 3. And so that's the basic step pattern. It's generally considered to be an 8 count pattern. Some people do define it as a 4 count pattern, but it does go to a 4/4 rhythm of the beat music, and you can see how distinguished it is. There's generally the foot pattern is you step to, I guess if you start to your left or whatever there, then you're gonna go step left as a guy, step back, and then come back, replace, and then you do your cha-cha-cha, which is step together step, and then continue forward, replace, and then step together step. So that's kind of the idea of how cha-cha looks. Polka is a really fast-paced type of dance done to very fast-paced type of music. All it is basically 2 sets of triple steps. So you'd be doing triple step and then triple step again, and you're progressing down the dance floor like you would in 2-step or 6-step or waltz. Polka is very similar to 6-step, I would say. The only difference is that 6-step gives you a little bit of a break after you've done two triple steps. Then you can take 2 walks in between. While polka doesn't give you that break really, and it just requires you to just keep on going into the consistent triple step pattern all the time. It's very good to improve your endurance. It's great for building calf muscles, great for cardio workout. There's a lot of benefits to polka, and I really enjoy the dance, although it is very demanding, and if you're not in shape, don't expect to last the whole song. They're very hard to do. Nightclub two-step is another type of dance that I want to talk about. It's it's done mainly to slow dance music, and there's a very emphatic sway of the body, like you're blowing in the wind, like a tree blowing in the wind. Kind of feel to it at the end of each point when you're going from side to side. The timing for nightclub two-step is quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. And on the slow is when your body is kind of waving, like it's waving in the wind, like a tree would wave in the wind. And that's pretty much it for nightclub two-step. West Coast swing is another type of dance that's done to country dancing. The timing for that is 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and that's when you're landing. It doesn't have this unique type of stationary dance look that most other type of stationary dances look, where the jive is basically you kind of just rotate around your partner and so on. In West Coast swing, you kind of travel in a slot. It's like a little 6-foot long line, and you keep your female partner, your follower, in that slot while you kind of dance around that person, but they just keep on going back and forth along that slot. And it's a very groovy, a slower type of dance compared to East Coast swing, and it just basically it's got that groovy kind of feel to it. Okay, now we're going to talk about triple two-step. Triple two-step is another type of dance. It's very similar in terms of the timing as 6-step is. It's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, walk, walk. The one difference I think that really emphasizes triple two compared to 6-step is the rotation around the partner. It looks very much like a weather vane type of rotation, where you know how the weather vane rotates in the wind when it's blown around from north to south and so on. In triple two-step, the partners look very much like weather vanes, and they just kind of rotate around one another as they go around the dance floor. And it just looks a little bit different there. So that's basically what triple two-step sort of looks like, as you can see in the video here. And lastly, I think we're going to talk about it here is pony swing. Now, pony swing is it's not a very common form of country dance, but it is fun to dance. I really enjoy doing it. You kind of have this trot to it, where you kind of go up and down, move up and down every other foot, and it's done to fast-paced music, and it's very demanding on the body. It can burn your calf muscles out pretty quickly in a couple songs, and but at the same time it's really fun, and lots of music, whatever there, you can hear the feel of the music when you're you're doing a pony swing or whatever, that really kind of throws you into that kind of style of dance. So hopefully what I presented here was good for you to help you understand a little bit about the different styles of dance and how to distinguish between the different styles and how to identify what's considered to be a normal type of dance. If you see something outside of this at a country bar, it's most likely not a common form of style of dance, or it might not be a style of dance at all. Somebody just made it up. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. Give us a like and subscribe to Go Country Dancing, and check out our website gocountrydancing.com for more information on events in Alberta, places to dance in Alberta. If you want to read up on our library, we have magazines on there from the 90s. We got a dance move library and more. Just check it out. Thanks, and bye for now.